time in a very long time that I stayed out this late. It's been a long time since I stayed out this late. Here we go. Funny story, short and sweet. Earlier this evening, I did a delivery. It was a Grubhub order, and it was a Mickey D's pickup, and we'll call it Brick Street. I'm looking at bricks, and I was delivering it to 21 Brick Street, just as an example. I'm using that as an example. In Freeport, I deliver it. I pull up. It's a beautiful night. There are two women sitting on the stoop. They see me pull up. I get out of the car. I go, "Good evening." They're like, "Good evening." And I said, "Oh, here you go." She stood up. One of the women stood up, came up to me. I said, "Oh, thank you very much." I said, "Oh, thank you." She goes, "You have a good night. Be safe. Have a happy holiday." I said, "Oh, thanks, ma'am. You too." I jump in my car. I drive away. Grubhub or Uber rings, and I take another order. I'm on my way. Oh, I picked it up, and now I'm on my way to the next delivery, drop off. So while I'm driving to the drop off, the delivery that I just completed, the customer calls up, and I see Chicago. I'm like, well, there was no problem. So I pick it up. Like, what's the problem? And she goes, it says that my food was delivered. Did you deliver my food? Where did you leave it? I go, well, a woman took it. What do you mean a woman took it? Well, there were two women sitting on the stoop, and they saw me pull up. They stood up. They grabbed the food. They told me to have a nice weekend. I told her what happened. She was like, did you deliver it to Freeport? I said, yes, that's where Grubhub told me to go. She goes, no, it's Hempstead. I go, well, I would call up Grubhub and request a refund because I did what Grubhub told me to do. Okay. So now I did like two more deliveries, and I go, okay, I'm going to end the night. And Grubhub rings. And what do you know? It's the same address, but in Hempstead. I said, I have to take it. It was a $13 payout, no traffic. Sure, I'll drive to Hempstead once. And it was, I knew it was an apartment building because I knew the address. It was close Hempstead. You get familiar with your area. And I said, I have to do it. So I dropped it off. But Grubhub did pay me for that mistake. They did contact me and said, don't deliver it. There was a delay, but the delivery was already done. The people took free food. That's probably happened many times. I mean, she stood up like, hi, oh, thank you very much. She took the Mickey D bag. And I was like, oh, thanks. And she was like, well, and be safe. Enjoy your weekends. Have a happy 4th. I said, oh, thanks, ma'am. You too. And I went away. So now Grubhub rings me. It's a Mickey D's offer to the same person in Hempstead with the right address, the right town in Hempstead. Grubhub did pay me for both. I thought that was funny. I thought it was amusing. Two first things happened to me this week. Not being able to complete an order on the way because my car stalled out. And there's one part of that story I didn't tell you. It doesn't matter what the name of the place is. I always brag about Taco Tuesdays. This was a place that I picked up like 8 empanadas, and I could have did a better job cooking them at home, and I'm far from a cook. And, I'm a great prep person. I can make a few dishes, but they were shameful because I took 2 bites from each because now when I got home, finally got settled, got my mother's car, got home, 2 hours later, I said, oh, I'll have something to eat. I'll try them. You can't compare it to an authentic kind of place that specializes in their cuisine because it was bland, it was boring, it was tasteless. And I was like, people go there and buy this food. I could have did better at home. Where Taco Tuesdays, it's authentic. There's the seasoning, the flavor, the heartiness. You have two empanadas, you feel like you ate a full course meal. It's delicious. They actually wanted to play these empanadas off. I took 2 bites. I said, okay, I tried it. I threw the garbage. I cut it in half. I took 2 bites. Which one's that? Oh, that's the chicken pot pie. Chicken pot pie don't belong in an empanada. You know what I mean? Chicken pot pie, I think it's Irish food. I believe so. A shepherd's pie. They had a shepherd's pie one. A shrimp one. Tasteless. I forgot to mention that before. You forget. I did take notes, but you only can remember so much. So this person Grubhub probably finally fixed the address, because when the customer called me, she was like, no, it's Hempstead. And I was like, oh, well, you better call up Grubhub and get a credit. And she hung up like she was already doing it. Like, we have to fix this once and for all. I want my food. So that person, those two women sitting on the stoop, probably got food many times for free. I mean, I walked up, there were people out and about in the town. It was in Freeport, and they were hanging out on their stoops, and they took the free food. So bizarre. But that's why they have to stay on top of their GPS. They have to fix it when it's broken. And that's people on the other end, not submitting data when the problem arises. It's like, pass the buck, pass the buck, pass the buck. Well, that sinks the ship, you know? Eventually, it's going to go down. It's not going to be good. All right, I thought you would find it funny. I'm done. I stayed out late, first time in a long time, and the weather looks very dry and clear, and I'm hoping tomorrow's a beautiful day. Today was truly extra income because I wasn't going to work. I'm grateful. I definitely broke 100. I'm not sure how much, but I have to take a look. I definitely broke 100. So all is good. Have a great 4th, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the story. People are funny. See you soon. Bye.